Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Should You Play, our video solution to your gaming curiosity. Today we want to shine a light on an underappreciated series called Ys, developed by Nihon Falcom and has a history going all the way back to 1987. In this video we want to focus on the somewhat divisive latest installment in the series, Ys 9 Monstrum Nox.
With the Western release of Ys 10 Nordics currently planned for this autumn, having been out in Japan since September 2023 receiving a positive reception, now is a fantastic time to be an Ys fan, or for Ys curious individuals to jump into this very accessible JRPG series, with live action combat that is very kind to newcomers.
FYI, Heather is the Ys fan, and as you already know if you have watched any of our previous videos, I don't care all that much for JRPGs. Which is good, the dual perspective we provide is one of the great things about our channel. So with that being said, let's jump straight in with a summary of this stereotypically overconvoluted word salad story found in most games of this genre.
Monstrums. The time is nigh.
The Ys series follows the exploits of adventurer and cartographer Adol as he uncovers mysteries, thwarts evil plots, befriends playable allies and more. Ys 9 is quite different from previous installments in the series in how you are primarily confined in the large but enclosed setting of the city of Balduc, with occasional shifts to Balduc prison.
This is a far cry from its predecessor Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana and Ys Memories of Salsetta, which both gave players massive outdoorsy areas to explore. What stays the same is the incremental and well-paced unlocking of areas as you progress in the game and gain new abilities and allies.
In Monstrum Nox, Adol finds himself trapped in the city of Balduc after being hit with a magic bullet that cursed him into becoming a monstrum with magical powers dubbed the Crimson King during a prison escape. An incarceration hilariously caused by Adol's exploits in previous games, which is a nice nod to existing fans.
He soon discovers that he is one of 6 total recruited monstrums who are regularly summoned against their will to an alternate dimension known as the Grimwald Nox to fight back the waves of creatures trying to break through to the real world. Adol is told that the answers he seeks regarding his curse can be found by unveiling the mysteries surrounding Balduc prison, so he sets out to investigate.
At the same time, Adol must systematically disable the many miasma vortex barriers that prevent him from exploring other areas and leaving the city. I can't say more than that without giving away big spoilers, but rest assured that the events that unfold are very interesting and offer your typical JRPG fare, flashy combat, and some good old-fashioned style dungeon crawling for good measure. You will spend some time playing as Adol in Balduc prison, where you are stripped of your monstrum status and all weapons. This might initially feel like an unnecessary flashback style section, and I always wanted to rush through them to get back to the badass version of Adol. But trust me, all will be explained eventually, and you really should pay attention because the story makes these sections necessary.
And Heather's explanation of all that is suitably just as cryptic as the mysteries surrounding the prison itself for the majority of the game. Just be patient, enjoy the ride, and all will be revealed. Moving on to the combat system, the battle in Ys games is very exciting, fast-paced, chaotic, and flashy live action that is the right level of challenging. Seasoned Ys players will be all too familiar with the combat system in Monstrum Nox, but those watching you play might see it as nothing but a noisy, chaotic button-bashing mess.
The combat system in Ys games are one of the biggest draws for me, as I have always favoured live action combat over turn-based, but I can certainly understand why it might be difficult for onlookers to appreciate it for the strategic multifaceted system that it is. You can run around the battle area in real time whilst flash moving and guarding incoming attacks and executing a myriad of melee attacks, boosted special abilities and extra skills, which come with an impressive animation similar to the Mystic Arts in the Tales of series.
Those new to Ys and JRPGs as a whole might struggle with how many cogs are turning and how much stuff there is, including several different refillable gauges. There's a blue boost gauge refillable through using melee attacks, and once it's full you can boost attacks to inflict more damage. Your extra skill can be initiated when your orange gauge is full, which fills up the more you use your boost abilities.
You can also interact with the environment in and out of battles using companion gifts, such as Adol's Crimson Line Monstrum gift, which acts as a zip line, pulling you towards red targets. This is similar to the hookshot in Zelda, the bow in Kena Bridge of Spirits, and the zipline power thingy in Devil May Cry. Each companion comes with their own special gifts, some of which are useful in combat, and some are more useful traversing areas and conquering environmental obstacles.
Which is a natural segue to talking about the characters themselves.
tell the city's huge.
There's the main protagonist, Adol, who begins the game with his recurring blue-haired friend Dogi, and they both always end up caught in a whirlwind of trouble due to their wrong place, wrong time syndrome of epic proportions.
You seem to have a habit of getting involved in remarkable phenomena.
Dogi helps Adol set up a secret base of operations and offers support in his endeavours. Then there's the other 5 monstrums who are introduced very early and each eventually become playable allies. As much as I would love to gush over East 9, I won't go into detail about companions' abilities, their storylines, secret identities, or shareable companion monstrum gifts because, well, spoilers. But to give you an idea of the possibilities, one of the monstrums can scale vertical walls and remember the Eye of Truth.
Alright Heather, you're getting too excited and teetering on spoiler territory
Oh,
here.
yep, sorry.
Let's just say that every single monstrum has a very interesting story, unique combat abilities, differing perspectives on the curse, an awesome gift linked to their monstrum status, and a discoverable secret identity, since being in monstrum form changes your appearance. Outside the monstrum entourage, there's the mysterious cloaked monstrum leader Aprilis, who recruited the monstrums and oversees their activities in the Grimwald Nox. She holds her secrets close to her chest, and despite constantly putting them in harm's way, she seems to genuinely care about the monstrum she's recruited and clearly believes in their capabilities.
Although the citizens of Balduke are aware of the monstrum's existence, there are few who are aware of the curse and the monstrum's true identities. Therefore, those that do know aid Adol and the other monstrums in their journey by running the business front for their secret base of operations, whilst offering lots of products and services.
This includes a notice board that citizens can use to ask for aid, serving as a simple means of gaining side quests that is often favoured by a lot of game developers. Looking at you, level 5.
Oi, don't bully level 5. What about CD Projekt Red? And there's loads of other developers that use the notice board thing, okay? Yeah.
Not in my games. There's also someone who rewards Adol for his cartography efforts, a team member who creates meals and trade opportunities, and even these NPC team members have very interesting stories and personalities.
You also eventually recruit someone who can craft useful sacramentals from sacramental rubrics. Sacramentals are equipable perks that can do anything from increasing rare item drop rate to increasing the speed at which your boost gauge fills. Those who played Memories of Celceta will recognise this kind of mechanic, but will know them as artefacts. Notable sacramentals include the Eagle Eye Orb, which increases mapping range, the Golden Hair Pouch, which increases gold obtained by 20%, and the Shadow Mantle, which is a staple of the East series since the very beginning, which allows players to idle anywhere to heal.
Throughout the actual town there are NPCs you can speak to who offer lots of different things. There are rewards for collecting blue azure petals and discovering landmarks, there's a dodgy street dealer offering unique items, and lots of merchants. There is actually a lot to do in this game outside main questing.
Outside of what's already been mentioned, there's loads of treasure chests, graffiti to read, secret hidden areas to find, or you can hug the walls to unveil the full map and produce cartographical rewards, or you can spend some time speaking to NPCs and your collaborators at your secret HQ who might unveil new things.
You also have lots of miasma vortices to conquer to disable the many movement restricting barriers by filling up your Nox gauge to 100. You gain Nox by side questing and defeating Lemures. Or you can revisit previous raids in the Grimwald Nox through the Lantern of Crossing introduced a little later to try and beat your own score.
I'm quite proud of getting S-Class across the board.
Well done you.
Thanks, cheers, it wasn't easy. But there is so much more that I want to say, and footage I would love to show which would give a better overview of the game as a whole. But sadly I can't show much without showing some major gameplay and story spoilers.
No fair!
You also can't customise your secret headquarters, which would have been so cool. But I can see why they didn't include this. I mean, why do something just for the sake of it? That being said, it would have been amazing to be able to move the furniture around and change the colour scheme, but it's just not that kind of game, and that's fine. Anyways, let's leave it there.
So, should you play East 9 Monstrum Nox? It really depends on whether you are interested in a story-driven JRPG with flashy live-action combat. If you like that kind of thing, then definitely play East 9, especially if you like the Tales of and Legend of Heroes series.
If you are 100% uninterested in JRPGs, then there's nothing here that will likely appeal to you or change your mind. However, I genuinely do think that people who condemn games based on genre alone and don't give them a try at least once are missing out on a lot.
That demented
bitch.
For example, I'm not keen on resource-heavy survival type games, but I still love Palworld and Subnautica.
Similarly, I love Batman Arkham Asylum despite not having much love for the superhero genre as a whole. And yes, Arkham Asylum is better than Arkham City and I will die on that hill. If you have played East 9, then let us know what you think of this installment compared to its predecessors, and you can also share Heather's excitement over East 10 Nordics.
Yay! So excited!
I've been Craig.
And I've been Heather. This is Amalgamingle, and thanks for watching.